Greetings to you all at home. It's that time of the week where we shine the spotlight on our trailblazers, our game changers in women in sport. And welcome to SABC2. And thank you so much for joining us as we bring in the leading sport ladies in sport right here on the Ladies Club. Now, it is a talk show that is dedicated to raising the profile of women in sport. And we continue that with looking at our topic today that takes a look at women who are smashing gender stereotypes in the beautiful game and in coaching. Do you know that most sports people, men or women, have really spent a whole career without a single female coach? Something we need to start changing in this era. And I'm happy to say that the wheel is finally turning, and we will be raising the profile of female coaches, regardless of the various stereotypes that they face. And of course, we'd like to hear your thoughts, your views, and get involved with us on our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at @SabC. Just use the hashtag The Ladies Club. We also on Facebook as SABC Sport. Now, while coaching as an industry has evolved in many recent years, coaches are still overwhelmingly men. Very few women have broken into coaching, especially in football, especially in South Africa. And our guest today defied all the odds in pursuit of her dreams. Former Banyana Banyana player Ledile, Noriah Matjekane, also known as Pinky, joins us in studio, and she's here to share her journey as a former Banyana Banyana player as well. Pinky, good morning and welcome to the Ladies Club.
Thank you so much for having me here.
What is your thoughts on, before we even touch on where you've been, a former Banyana Banyana player, you've won the green and gold, the lack of female coaches in football. We see men coaching women, but we hardly see women coaching men.
Correct. Look, that's a struggle that we're facing globally.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we have the foundation right, especially in our country.
What would be needed then?
We need to have a school or maybe a program where we can say, we select potential 5, coaches, take them to Europe, Germany. They offer such great programs of coaching. It doesn't matter whether they're female, if they have the potential, they have the passion, and they're good in what they're doing. Take them Europe, let them learn, because there's so much that you can learn from football, not just playing, but the fundamental of football, how you coaching. Because I get a lot of people saying, if you've played football, and therefore you can be a good coach.
No,
it doesn't work like that.
No. A former player, a former brilliant player doesn't make a good coach. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen with a lot of coaches now who are on top of their game.
Yeah.
Some of them have never played football, but they understand the concept, what is needed of them and all that, and also having that connection with your players. And I see that with Klopp, because I love Liverpool. And then when he came to Liverpool, I think he had that dynamic of, just engaging with players and having that relationship with players, and that's why they're doing so well.
She is a great mind in the beautiful game, talking about Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool there. You can never be a Zinedine Zidane. You can't be, that's just because you've been a brilliant player. Only a few can then interpret that, their skills, their passion, their experience into the game of play. But let's pause our chat right there and start off by setting the tone with a really inspiring quote. And this one today comes from boxing legend Mary Kom. She says, "Don't let anyone tell you you are weak because you're a woman." Magnificent Marys became the first Indian woman to bag an Olympic medal with a bronze at the 2012 London Olympic Games. She is a 6-time world boxing champion and still has a few punches left in her. Her story is extremely inspiring for people from all walks of life. She didn't just fight in the ring, but also in life too, so that she could fulfill her dreams. Just quickly going back to a game changer. How important is that, coach? Don't let anyone tell you you are weak because of a woman. And we're not talking about physicality, which is what people always interpret being weak as. Physically, you're not as strong as men. Nobody's trying to be as strong as men.
It's all about your mindset and how your approach, and I'm gonna say this again, your passion as well. It doesn't matter whether you are masculine, you have all these big muscles. It's what you produce. And I mean, we've seen that in corporate as well. We're starting to have a lot of women who are managers, CEOs. It's because they went to school, they believe in themselves, and they know that they deserve the seat to be in that good position. So it doesn't have to be your physical appearance, but your knowledge and the education that you have.
It sounds like you're very passionate about education.
I am. When I was in high school, I had the opportunity to get a scholarship to study at TUT. And then from there, I got also another opportunity to go study in the US through football and also education. Education opened doors for me. And without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I mean, I'm a business entrepreneur by heart, and also I'm living that as well. So for me, I cannot go hungry if I have the education and the knowledge. I can sell you this cup.
Yeah, you can sell me water even.
I can sell you this
from
cup.
my tap.
Yes, and that's one thing that I've learned. That's one thing that when I went to the US, they taught me. You can use anything that you have to make a living.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
So education will never go wrong.
All right. I think it's very important to pair education with sports in general, regardless of the sporting code. And I'm glad to see many of our Banyana Banyana players in today's era that they are in varsity. They've gone through to get their diplomas, their certificates, their degrees, so that they're able to then come back and still be passionate about that which they play, which is the beautiful game, and also have a job, which is still a conversation that shouldn't be in the same line, because if you're passionate and you're a guy and you play in the absolute premiership, nobody says you need another job. But if you're a woman and you play Banyana Banyana, unfortunately, you still need to get a job. Let's continue that conversation on social media platforms at Sport, at SABC, at Lebo Motswedi on Twitter. Just continue using the hashtag The Ladies Club. We continue our conversation with Pinky, a former Banyana Banyana player who is now going to be venturing into the very difficult task of coaching. Stay with us. Welcome back. We are still with Ledile Noriah Matjekane, and aka Pinky, born in Soshanguve. And she was not your typical girl growing up. She started playing the beautiful game from a very young age, playing in a local boys-only team called Soshanguve Blizzards. And at the age of 15, she became the youngest ever player to be selected to represent the senior women's national team. From 2008 to 2012, she leveled up and took a job as an assistant coach at Huntsville Girls Soccer Team. And last year, she went on to be part of a coaching clinic conducted by Arsenal Football Club. Pinky, that is really incredible. How did you get that opportunity to have coaching clinics and be invited to be part of the coaching clinics with Arsenal?
So a friend of mine, Sudesh, he's been coaching me ever since I was young, and he does a lot of work with SAFA. He's a coach as well. Yeah, so every time they have all these coaching clinics, programs that they do football related, he invites me. So that's how I got the opportunity to be part of the Arsenal coaching clinics. It was amazing. It was just only 3 girls.
Wow.
I was surprised, because we trying to, as much as we're trying to develop women's soccer, this is where we need to start. So we need to involve women.
They're not inviting more women.
They're not.
They're
so
not
it was only
inviting more women.
3 women there, but it was amazing. It was amazing experience, to learn, the philosophy of Arsenal, how they play, where they do their programs globally. So it was just an amazing experience to be with the guys there, former Bafana Bafana players, just to get some information and share ideas and be a better person.
You played back from 2000, representing South Africa. You were the youngest then to be selected, and the senior player was the now current coach, Desiree Alice. How was it then? Because then it was still fairly new in terms of we've got a national women's team.
Correct.
Can they play? Are they playing? Why are they playing? How was it then compared to how you see things now?
Listen, there's a lot of tremendous change as compared to then and now. We didn't have opportunities like the girls are having now, where they have to go to, play in overseas. Katlane, she played in China. Now she's in Europe. We never actually, most of us never had the opportunities. But I was one of the luckiest to get a scholarship through TUT, actually. So it was not through SAFA. So it was difficult. Most of the time, we still, debating or struggling with the pay thingy, then it was worse as compared to now, even though we still, still trying to fight, the battle. But I can say I'm here because of I gave all my all, and I knew what I wanted. Because of soccer as well, it just pushed me to do other stuff, to get into school, never give up, and also collaborate the two. Because I mean, if you like in school and you have scholarship, therefore, you're gonna lose a scholarship. So I have to keep up my grades, to be in scholarship. So that pushed me as well. So yeah, we had a hard time, but yeah, we conquered.
And how difficult was it then? Because a lot of the girls that played in that era, there's not much talk of school. There's some that still say we were forced to not finish high school, no names mentioned, but they didn't finish high school, and they were forced. They say they were also forced. So how did you manage, and how important was family in making sure that you still went to school, you get the scholarship, and then you still went to study and had your degree?
It teaches you so many things, just to think.
Yeah,
it
opens your mind.
Opens your mind. Just to think, have conversations. If you go for an interview, you know how to represent yourself, because already you're a brand, and young kids are just looking, up to you. So for me, it was just a journey that I thought, besides my family, my mom, I need to do this for myself.
And what do you think of the current squad?
They're not bad.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. I mean, I can watch them and say, wow, Katane can take them on. Refilo, she plays in AC Milan currently. Yeah. So we're doing really well. But like I said, we still have so much.
What's missing then? What's missing?
Our coaches, I can give an example. Desiree, she's doing well. I'm not taking that away from her. She's doing well. But I think we need to invest more on our players. We need to invest more on our coaches. The World Cup that just passed, I was just checking the statistics. Desiree was the only coach who didn't have a UEFA license. Only coach. And what does that say about us? So we need to take those things into consideration. Like I said, take them to a course where they can, learn all these things, program, take them back, and they can share that with our players. Even our players, we have about 4 or 5 players in the national team who plays abroad. Yeah. But the rest, they're in the national league, which is, yes, we appreciate that, but it's not what we want.
Starting out.
It's starting out. It's still in baby steps. So how can you actually compete with teams like China, like France, like you name them? USA, where they have a proper structure, foundation, and the system is just in line and proper. You can't really compete with such countries.
All right, talking of them, I just want to quickly read you the story. The players in the US women's national team are seeking just under R1 billion in damages as part of their gender discrimination lawsuit against the US Soccer Federation. The players sued the federation last March, alleging institutionalized gender discrimination that includes unequal compensation between the men's and women's teams. These are the world champions. Rapinui, yes. What are you? They're suing them. What? This is $66 million in damages. And this one is scheduled to go to court for trial. In fact, trial is scheduled to start on the 5th of May. Your thoughts on this one?
I know with the World Cup, after the World Cup, she raised her voice with regards to, the
gender discrimination. They're not equally paid, but they're better than the men's team. It's very different versus South Africa. Correct. When you're like, but Bafana maybe is better. Oh, and not even, it's actually not even better because Bafana is not better than, in terms of ranking and performance-wise, than Banyana Banyana. But the US men's team football is not as weighty as the women's side. And still they have to fight to get equal pay.
It's ridiculous that women up to now, we still have to fight for our rights. We still have to fight for our pay. And also, you're representing your country. Yeah. You shouldn't even be discussing all that. It should be, a thing of, this is what you've presented us, this is what you're getting. And that's it. So I find it very disturbing because I come from there as well. So I understand the frustration that women go through, and on a daily basis. Our mothers as well. You know, we have to fight for who we are.
It's crazy.
We don't have to do that. I mean, if you're capable of doing something, you know,
let it be
just
done.
let it be like that.
All right, Pinky is going to continue the conversation with us right here on the Ladies Club as we talk equality, equal pay, and gender discrimination in sport in general. It is a societal problem. It's not very unique to football or women in sport. It is a societal problem and hopefully changes in many years to come. Plenty more right after this. It is time to take a look at the movers and shakers who led the way for women in sport. And our trailblazer today is the former Nigerian football player, Mercy Akida Udo. Now, Akida Udo is a veteran of 3 World Cups, 2 Olympic Games, and a winner of 3 African titles. Named the 2001 African Player of the Year, she's the first African to play in the U.S. Women's Soccer League before it folded back in 2003. And in 2005, she was named by FIFA as one of its 15 ambassadors for women in football. Tell me about your thoughts. You're nodding your head as I mentioned her accolades and what she's done for women's sport. What do women like these represent to you, especially also the fact that you also come from an era, 2000, 2004. It's a different era compared to now.
I respect her and of what she's done and she has achieved. I think a lot of women should just look up to her, her path, her journey. She's a great ambassador, and I think she should just live up to that. I mean, there's young girls who are following in her footsteps, who wants to be like her. So I think we can only just encourage one another as women, you know, to do good in what you like and what you're passionate about. So I think with having such a great legend who's from Africa and who's doing great things out there, you know, big up to her, man.
All right, so you're still playing football. You play in the SASO League. You're playing under Wits University.
Right.
Tell me how that is going and where you want to take the rest of your football passion to.
For me, it was just like, I didn't even think about it because I knew I'm going to make an impact in those young kids and, you know, also just create this environment that, you know what, if you need something, just come to me. I'll help you and we can work as a team.
And you've enjoyed it so far?
Oh yeah, it's been amazing, yeah.
And you're going to take that into coaching. Tell me about coaching. You're still going to get your coaching licenses, your SAFA licenses?
Correct. I want to, you know, get my certificate, and I'm still doing that on part-time, where, you know, parents will come to me and say, I have a daughter or I have a son who is interested in playing football. Would you like to, you know, an hour with them? So I don't mind doing that because I've done that before in the US. So yeah, that's where I'm heading to. So I love football. I'm very passionate about it. And if it means me changing somebody's life, I'm willing to do that.
What does your day-to-day look like?
My day-to-day, okay.
A typical day in the life of Pinky.
So I used to be in corporate. After work, you know, from 5 o'clock, go to gym. Weekends, busy. It's either we play football or we have a family company at home, do deco. I do markets as well. I'm so passionate about, you know, style. Yeah, dressing up. I'm a personal stylist as well.
Wow.
People will come to me and say, Pinky, we saw you wearing this and this. Would you like to?
Like your shoes look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Now.
So I do that on, that's my side hustle.
And then who have you styled?
Amanda Dlamini came to me at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, she was going to PSL awards, and then she was like, Pinky, I would like you to dress me. Yeah. And other people that are not well known.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I also, what I do, I source.
Yeah.
According to what according to what you want, I source.
Wow.
Yeah.
And tell me who has been the biggest role player in your life, your career, and where you're going.
Sure. I'll mention Lydia Munyapau.
She's amazing.
Oh yeah.
She is incredible.
Listen, this woman has done so much in football, women football. I started playing with Lydia when I was young.
Yeah.
And I've always looked up to her. I mean, currently she's a director, sports director for UP.
Yeah.
She encourages women. She's all about women empowerment, not just only in the pitch, but education as well. You know, and my family, I mean, I've got the support from them ever since I wanted to play football. So
Are you the only one that plays in the family?
Yeah.
Are they far from sports?
They're far from sports.
They don't even try to do like a young jog.
Well, my other sister, my younger sister, she tries to do jogging and all the aerobics and that. But other than that, they're not interested. Yeah, it's so awkward because 4 girls, only one is passionate about football.
Yeah.
You know.
And what kind of legacy would you like to leave behind?
Listen, I want people to remember me as Pinky, who played football, but also humble. You know, also, if there's an opportunity for a young girl to say, I need soccer kicks, I need trouser, you know, I need money for transport to go to gym or anything, I can be that person to rely on. So I just want people to remember me of Pinky or Dala Sock. But also, they also, moving, oh Dala Sock.
Oh, Dala Sock.
So I just want to leave a good name and to say, if there's anything that you want to do, go for it. The sky
is the limit.
It's open for everybody.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you want to do it or not.
And what would you like to see differently in the current Women's National League?
First of all, let's start with the national, not the national team, but professional league, not the national league.
It needs to be professional, not amateur.
Yes. Yeah. And take our girls seriously, man. We can't be, because I've heard so many stories where some of the teams, they have to travel to Cape Town with the bus and go play there and come back. You'll never do that with the guys.
No.
No. So respect the football, respect our girls, and the pay as well. We can't be playing football, something that we're passionate about, representing our country, and still have to go and work 2 jobs to provide for our families, to provide for, you know, for us to live. So that's not right. That's things that I want to see that changes.
And ke eng o batlang go achieve goals tsa gago tsa semonths?
If I can get my license, that's one thing. And all these coaching clinics, they help because I can't just jump to be a coach for a big team, you know.
True.
You have to start somewhere to understand your craft, to understand where you're good at, to understand your skill. So for me, if I can get that out of the way, and the rest will follow.
And what still motivates you?
Life, man, life. Waking up in the morning, getting all these opportunities to sit here.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. I don't think most people will have this opportunity.
Yeah.
So just life itself.
And you worked for it?
Pardon?
You worked for it?
Yes. Yes, I've worked for it. So that motivates me. Obviously, money is something that will come after. But be honest to yourself, do what's great, and push yourself.
Message to the young girls before we say goodbye?
Believe in yourself. I know they hear this most of the time, but believe in yourself. There's no short corners. Yeah. You have to work for everything that you want.
Amen.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And I can't wait to see you with your coaching badges and taking the serious roles in coaching and mentoring the young ones of the future.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, that is Pinky, an incredible, really person who really just wants to give back and be a coach. I can't wait to see her coaching the young ones and the age groups where we're seeing the Gludu's coach, where we're seeing Desiree Ellis coach, because someone needs to take over once they're done. But that's all we have time for today. You're welcome, obviously, to send us your ideas of trailblazers, stories about women that continue to inspire you. Our social media details are on the screen. And before we go, remember that greatness is earned but never given. I'm Lebo Motswedi. Goodbye.